I'm moving to China because what the fuck, America? I made a friend over in China through Rednote, and they told me that China has public school for college. Guess how much it is? Wrong. $650 American per year. I looked up the average price of 1 year of college in America. $30,000 is the middle for 1 year. And we have to go for 4 years for a degree. I'm moving to China.
Fucking angry. I'm chatting with a new friend in China, and their law schools are $798 per year, which just makes me feel so angry because I have like $450,000 in debt just to go to law school. And I'm explaining this extremely fucking bonkers system that we have, and I'm like, this is a slave contract because I'll never be able to pay back these loans.
I'm moving to China. What the fuck? Somebody can pay $69 a month for water, electricity, internet, and their apartment? And it's a 2-bedroom with a living room, kitchen, 2 balconies, and a middle-sized washroom, and the internet is 1 gig? Gotta be kidding me! Why are we not revolting in America right now?
Now, your cost of eggs in Beijing would be $12.77 yuan, or $1.75 for a carton of eggs. Milk's pretty expensive, but I did all of this as if I were going to the grocery store and I bought every single item on the list with the exact amount. Do you want to know what the total cost was? 305.31 yuan. At the current exchange rate, that is $42. $42 for a full fucking haul. I pay $125 to $150 for less than that.
U.S. government, congratulations. We didn't need China's propaganda. You pissed us off so bad we went running towards just their everyday life videos. And that is so attractive, we didn't even need the propaganda ones. We just noticed the price of their groceries, the quality of their school, the paid for lunch and the full lunch hour at work thing. And seriously, some of their lobster udon noodle situations are cheaper than a Big Mac. U.S. government, you got some splaining to do, because we're seeing videos and their life is looking so much better than ours. You might see the videos where they eat out for breakfast and they can't decide where to eat for breakfast. So people are giving recommendations of all these restaurants and what the restaurants serve. First of all, you'll notice they tend to flash past the menu, and you can easily hop over to Google Currency and find out that almost everybody eats out for breakfast for like $1, $1.50. Full meal. For like $1, it's just part of the culture. 2, have you seen the corporate cafeterias? The paid for by the company corporate cafeterias, where there are like a plethora of options. Healthy, well-balanced options. Some fried stuff, but like, here's a soup, here's some rice, here's a protein, here are some salad options. Menu changes every day. Take as much as you want. Did you notice they also take a lunch hour? A whole lunch hour to enjoy their meals? Now let's skip on to dinner. Have you seen the amount of seafood they're eating? Do you notice anything about that? Like lobster and crab and squid and octopus are not like, it's your birthday, let's go to Red Lobster. It's like, it's Tuesday. You want the 7 pounds of lobster or the 7 pounds of crab? And when they flash to those menus, it's cheaper than Red Lobster for lobster. Have you seen their grocery hauls? They're not bragging. They're just showing you what they bought at the fresh market, which is fresh meat and fresh produce. They don't have to go to the Dollar Tree to try to find 6-week-old bread that will never actually mold over. They went to the bakery for the baked goods. They went to the farm stand for the fresh goods. They went to the meat guy for the fresh meat. They brought it all home. And they're not even like, oh my god, guys, the savings and the coupons. Have you seen the videos of the kids at schools? Not just doing some weird, like, to the test. Have you seen the ones where they clean up the classroom and cook their own meals? These are like 2nd graders who are making their own meals, and then they clean up after their own meals, who are learning motor skill functions and basic life skills in school. And maybe you want to hop over to TikTok and see what's going on in a second grade classroom in the US? We're watching everyday life in China. We don't even need propaganda. We're watching everyday clips. Shit's cheaper, shit's cleaner, people on the app are nicer.
They are far more advanced than we are. Their cities are gorgeous. And I'm talking about the smaller cities, and some people that live in the south of China. So one girl sent me a text of photos of a park, and I'm like, we don't have parks like that. Their parks are far better than ours. And here's the thing, they can afford lots of food. They have affordable cars. Their roads are better than ours. Yeah, we're screwing up. America is really screwing up on a lot of things. Our government has lied. I
watch Rednote, the more I'm depressed. I just saw a video and the guy was showing his apartment. It was so freaking nice. And he legit just said, when I pay off my mortgage, it's mine. I don't have to pay anything to the government anymore. So if I lose my job or I retire, we don't have a real estate tax. It is just my home. He owns it. He freaking owns it. What the fuck, America? I'm curious, do other countries do this? Are we the only country that has been brainwashed to think that we need to pay until we die? I'm curious.
I've been living in China for 6 years, and I have to be very honest with you guys. It has not been easy because there has been a price I've had to pay. Some of my family has turned their back on me because they don't support me in living here. Some of my friends and I have had falling outs. It is what it is. I've had to come to terms with it. But with apps like this, people will finally start to understand how beautiful China is, how kind the people are here, how delicious the food is, how there are so many places to travel with so many amazing cultures, diverse cultures. I love China so much, and this app is the future. I'm so excited for the future. Finally, for the first time in a long time, I'm so excited and I have hope. I have hope for us.
Recently, due to the ban on TikTok in the United States, many TikTok refugees have started migrating to Rednote. This phenomenon has given many Americans their first real glimpse of a modern China, completely overturning their long-standing stereotypes about the country. For a long time, Americans' impressions of China were stuck in outdated stereotypes from the Qing dynasty. They believed China was run down, that Chinese people couldn't even afford to eat meat, and that even taking a bath was a challenge. These backward views are deeply rooted in American society, largely stemming from an arrogant sense of superiority. They think the US is the best and that no other country could ever compare. This bias is not only reflected in everyday perceptions, but also deeply ingrained in mainstream American culture and media. Take American TV shows, for instance. The portrayal of Chinese characters is often extremely negative. Characters like Han into Broke Girls are both caricatured and marginalized. Chinese people in the US are often stereotyped as nerds lacking individuality and charisma, which makes it hard for them to gain recognition or acceptance in mainstream society. Chinese men, in particular, are often seen as being at the bottom of the dating pool. In the US, you often see Chinese women marrying white men, but how many examples can you find of Chinese men marrying white women? These long-standing stereotypes and social discrimination have severely impacted the status and image of Chinese people in American society. When American influencers began sharing their experiences of China on Rednote, Many Americans were astonished by China's level of modernization and the quality of life enjoyed by ordinary people. Through this authentic content, they realized for the first time that China is no longer the impoverished and backward country they had imagined. Americans were surprised to discover that China's cost of living is much lower than in the US. Everything, from dining and education to everyday goods, is more affordable. Chinese university tuition fees are just a fraction of what they are in the US. Public facilities like parks and museums are free, and property taxes are non-existent. These realities made many Americans reflect on their own quality of life and marvel at the convenience and happiness of daily life in China. These shifts in perception not only help Americans see China in a new light, but also lead them to re-examine the status of Chinese people in American society. For years, stereotypes and discrimination have made it difficult for Chinese people to integrate into mainstream society, often facing unfair treatment in the workplace, education, and social interactions. Through Rednote, Americans have realized just how far off their views of China have been, and they are beginning to recognize the shortcomings in their own society. Hopefully, this cultural exchange can serve as an opportunity for more Americans to learn humility and openness, to appreciate the world's diversity, and to respect and embrace different cultures and races. Thank you. See you next time.